I'm Kimmelyn Sheridan.
Okay. And Ms. Sheridan, what town do you live in?
Perry.
How long have you lived in Perry?
37 years.
Do you know the defendant in this case, Bo Dukes?
I do.
And how long have you known the defendant?
3 years.
How did you first meet the defendant in this case?
He's dating my daughter.
What is your daughter's name?
Ashley Brooks Sheridan.
And I know you said you've known him for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did you meet him after they started dating, or did she know him before then?
They had started dating, and I'm not quite sure how long, but she brought him to a family reunion. That's how we met him.
At the time, I guess let me ask you a different question. How old is your daughter now?
You're asking for math. She's 34.
Okay. And at the time, was she living at home with you or somewhere else?
She was not living at home, I don't believe. She was renting a house in Perry.
What does your daughter do for a living?
She's a pharmacist.
Now, you said when you first met Bo, they were already dating to some extent?
Yes.
Did there come an occasion or a time when Brooke actually moved in with the defendant in this case?
Yes.
Do you know about how long it was they were living together prior to all of this coming to fruition in February 2017?
I'm not sure. I really don't know the time frame.
In January and February 2017, was Brooke living with the defendant?
Yes.
And do you know where they were living?
Please forgive me if I don't remember exactly where they were living.
I don't need the address.
They were, I believe they were living at Bo's mom's place, farm.
Do you know his mother's name?
Dixie.
Now, did there come an occasion when Brooke called you up and wanted to have a meeting with some of the family members?
She did.
Do you recall who all was at this meeting?
My husband and myself, my daughter and her boyfriend, husband at the time, a friend of Brooke's, and I believe her boyfriend, and Brooke.
So, to be clear, when you say your daughter and her now husband, do you have more than one daughter?
I do.
When Brooke got there, what was her state?
She was very frazzled, and very angry.
Now, I don't want to go into the specifics of what Brooke told you on that occasion, but did you come to learn information that you felt needed to report it to law enforcement?
Yes, I did.
And that particular information, did it relate to what you knew to be an ongoing case?
Yes.
And what was that ongoing case?
The case of Tara Grinstead.
When Brooke told you this information, was there ever any doubt in your mind that you would report it to law enforcement?
No.
And how quickly was it that you did report it?
That evening, we started reaching out.
Who did you reach out to?
To Tim Vaughn.
Who is Tim Vaughn?
He's a district attorney here in the southern area of Georgia. He's also a lifelong friend of mine.
Did you know at that time if Tim Vaughn had any connection to the disappearance, the case involving the disappearance of Ms. Grinstead?
No, I had no idea. I didn't know that there was a task force or anything. I just was looking for someone to guide me, to point me in the right direction, and I thought that Tim would be a good place to start.
Did you have concerns about reporting this to law enforcement?
The only concerns that I actually had were that we get it to the right person, and that it concerned me that Brooke had known for a couple of weeks, and I needed to make sure that my daughter didn't need legal counsel as well.
Do you recall what month that was in 2017 where that conversation took place with Brooke?
That was in February, I believe.
After speaking with Mr. Vaughn, did you ever come into contact with anyone who worked for GBI?
Jason contacted me.
Based on that, do you know if Jason had a meeting with your daughter, Brooke Sheridan?
He did.
Were you present for that meeting?
I was not.
Have you ever heard the recording of that meeting?
I have not.
Do you have any personal knowledge as to what your daughter told the GBI that day?
I do not.
Now, at the time that your daughter met with the GBI, what was the status of her relationship with the defendant in this case, Bo Dukes?
They were broken up.
Subsequent to that, do you know if your daughter ever reinitiated or started a relationship back with the defendant?
She did.
And as of today's date, what is the status of their relationship?
They are still in a relationship.
Now, before we go into your specific conversations with Bo, let me kind of back up and talk to you. You said Brooke is how old again? I'm sorry.
34-ish.
Is she the oldest daughter?
She's the baby. She's the baby.
You talked to us earlier about her job. Where did she get her degree in pharmacy?
South University in Savannah.
After you learned about the situation involving Bo and Ms. Grinstead, was Bo ever allowed back in your home?
Not for a while.
Why not?
It was devastating. Her father and I didn't approve of her continued alliance with Bo. It broke us. That situation just broke the family and had caused so much just emotional stress and turmoil. And there were so many, we didn't want him back. We wanted to get out of the limelight. It wasn't our battle to fight, and we wanted to step away as much as we could. And we just didn't think that Bo was the kind of man that we wanted around our family.
But did you allow him back in your home?
We did.
Why?
Because I love my daughter. And if we didn't allow Bo back in, then she wouldn't come around. And I wasn't going to have that. I love my kids.
After a time period when you had allowed Bo back in your home, did you ever speak with him directly about the situation involving terrorism? It was a while after that. Mostly the original time had been at family gatherings, and it just wasn't the place to bring it up. We just kind of avoided the situation. But then Brooke we had moved Brooke while they were broken up into a home. She had rented a home, and I went over there and to kind of break the ice, because at this point, if I'm not mistaken, this was during the time when maybe even before he was allowed back in our home, I was going over to visit Brooke and see her, and he was there, and we had some conversations, and I asked him questions, you know. Before I go into that, let me ask you, you said that this conversation may have taken place before he was allowed back in your home.
It may have. I'm not real good with dates.
Who was the person who finally made the decision to allow him back in your home?
It was me.
And did you have any convincing to do with the other persons in your family?
Oh, yes, especially with my husband.
And tell us about that, please.
Well, it finally got to him too, and we had to have that discussion that if we wanted to see our daughter, if we wanted to celebrate holidays, if we wanted to be around her, we had to allow Bo back in the house, because those were her stipulations, that Bo was the love of her life, and he was part of her life, and if we didn't want him in her home, she would not come into our home.
When you had this conversation with Bo, what did you ask him?
Basically, was what Brooke told us true? Had he helped to dispose of Tara's body? And he said yes. why didn't he tell people, and he said that he had told people over the years, but not law enforcement. And I asked him specifically why Ryan killed her.
What did he say?
He said he never asked him why.
Did you ever ask Beau if he was responsible for the murder of Tara Grinstead?
Maybe not in so many words. Kind of like, are you sure that's all there is to it? It was just so hard for me to fathom the whole thing anyway. It was like living in a surreal bubble, but he assured me otherwise.
And you said earlier that you essentially asked him if the things that Brooke had told you were true.
Mm-hmm.
What was his response to that?
It was true.
And based on the conversation that you were having, that you had with Brooke, and then what you had with the defendant, what was your understanding of the role that he played as it related to the disappearance of Tara Grinstead?
Things that he told me were that he had helped to dispose of the body, that they had burned it in the pecan orchard, that he had been there that night when it all happened, or, you know, when they burned the body, and that it had been his truck that was used to transport the body.
Just a moment, Judge. And I think you mentioned this, but I want to make sure that I ask you specifically. Did the defendant indicate whether or not he ever asked Ryan Duke why he had murdered Tara Grinstead?
He said he did not ask him.
No further questions.
Response.
Sharon, I'm sorry to find yourself in this position. If I ask you questions you don't understand, you can't hear me, just ask me to rephrase.
Will do.
This was 2017 when Brooke came to you, correct? About how long had Brooke and Beau been in a relationship prior to that?
I would say a year,
About a year?
maybe a little over, yeah.
Did, imagine you two talked, had interactions during that time. You wanted to get to know your daughter's boyfriend, fair enough?
Correct?
Thank you. Did he ever talk with you about his time in the military?
No, he did not.
Have you ever heard him mention or say the name John McCullough?
I've heard the name.
Have you ever known Mr. Dukes to drink to excess?
Not in front of me, no.
What about not in front of
Meaning that I've heard that he does,
you? Yes, sir.
but he's never been drunk in my presence.
Anything further?
To be clear, anything that you have heard about the defendant drinking in excess, who would you have heard that from?
From Brooke and my other daughter, actually.
Now, defense counsel asked if you ever heard the name John McCullough. Let me be more clear. Prior to all of this coming out in February of 2017, had you ever heard the name John McCullough?
No.
Since February of 2017, have you had to become fairly intimately familiar with all the players in this case?
Can I say that I have done my best to stay away from becoming familiar with all the players in the case?
Have you been successful in that?
No, because the players like to follow us around.
No further questions.
Anything further? All right. You may step down.
Then could you spell your first name for me? Kimalyn. Thank you.
All right, members of the jury, we're going to recess now for the evening.